Hey, this is Dave. I'm doing a video for Mark's Dodgers cards, and he has asked that we show the cards of players from our team in the Hall of Very Good. So I've had a video previously where I showed Jay Buhner cards. I think he is one of our family favorite players. Just did a video showing Rupert Jones, Tom Paciorek, and Bruce Bhakti, who I would say are in the Hall of Good, better than average, but not Hall of Very Good. So today I'm going to show two other players that I think belong marginally in the Hall of Very Good. And so let me show you those. First player I want to highlight is John Olerud. John Olerud is a Seattle native and went on to play ball at Washington State University. He was a great player there. He was a two-way player. He is the only college player ever to have 15 wins and hit more than 20 home runs in a season, when he won 15 games and hit 23 home runs. He had a career .434 batting average and went 26-4 on the mound in 241 innings. In fact, the NCAA has an award called the John Olerud Award for the best two-way player of the year. Prior to his junior year, he had a subarachnoid hemorrhage, a type of brain seizure, and was hospitalized for 2 or 3 weeks and missed 27 games of the year. He came back, played 28 games, and was planning to play in his 1989 season. He forego that as the Toronto Blue Jays drafted him and selected him in the third round. He went on to have a very good career with the Blue Jays. In 1989, he played at the end of the year for the Blue Jays, never having played a minor league game throughout his career. As a result of his brain hemorrhage, he always wore a batting helmet when on the field. In 1990, Olerud was the Rookie of the Year and had a breakout year in 1993, leading the league in doubles, batting average, on-base percentage, OPS plus, and intentional bases on balls. He was an all-star that year and placed third in the MVP voting. He spent 8 years in Toronto and then moved on to the New York Mets, where he played 3 years and received MVP votes when he was with the Mets. After his time at the Mets, he moved on to Seattle and played 5 years with the Mariners. Where he was an all-star and a 3-time Gold Glove winner. In 2004, he moved on to play with the Yankees for a season. In 2004 and 2005, played with the Boston Red Sox. I believe you can find cards of John Olerud in a Yankees uniform and a Boston uniform. He was a career .295 average with a .398 on-base percentage, 58.2 WAR, and a 129 OPS plus. I'm going to put on the screen here comparisons between Will Clark, John Olerud, and Don Mattingly. I know Don Mattingly is often thought of as a Hall of Fame player, and he probably is. However, if you look at Olerud's numbers and compare him with Mattingly and Will Clark, who also has a case for the Hall of Fame, I think there is some comparison, and I believe Olerud was actually the best fielder of them all, even though Mattingly had more Gold Gloves. Olerud's and Mattingly's career overlapped a little. The end of Mattingly's career when he was more injured and didn't play as much, and corresponded with the first part of Olerud's career. Anyway, you make a choice. Which one of these, if any, should be on the Hall of Fame? One thing that John Olerud was noted for was wearing a batting helmet as he was playing in the field. Wore that throughout his career, and that was due to his aneurysm in college, and this was a protection for him. There's a humorous story about Ricky Henderson commenting on John Olerud wearing the helmet. It is apocryphal, and I'm going to put a link below if you're interested in hearing that story as told by John Olerud himself. The next player I'm going to spotlight is Tommy Davis. Now you're saying, Tommy Davis, he never played with the Mariners, did he? Nope, never did, but let me explain. Tommy Davis broke in with the Dodgers in 1959, had a cup of coffee. 1960, the Rookie of the Year. Had a breakout year in 1962. That's his 1962 Topps card. In 1962, he played in every game, led the league in hitting, hits, RBIs, OPS plus. He was an all-star that year. Really had a breakout year in 1962. And here's his 1963 card, National League batting leaders with Hall of Famers Dan Musial, Frank Robinson, Hank Aaron, and Bill White, who some think should be in the Hall of Fame as well. In 1963, he also led the league in batting, but in 1967, he went on to play with the Mets, 68 with the White Sox, and after a 68 season, the Seattle Pilots took him in the expansion draft. Here's his 1969 card with the Pilots. He was in the starting lineup for the Pilots that year. These next three cards are cards by a graphic artist named Dave Burns. He did a set of close to 200 cards in various styles. But he started with the Pilots. He played the whole season except the last month of the year, and he was traded to the Astros at the end of August. And even so, he led the Pilots in RBIs. And here is his card in Pilot's uniform, undoubtedly spring training, looks like Arizona in the background. Tommy Davis played through the 1976 season. He had a lifetime .294 average. He also played in the postseason, had a .348 World Series average with the Dodgers in 63 and 66, and had a lifetime postseason average of .313 with the Dodgers, A's, and Orioles. And before I finish this video, let me tell you about channels I think you ought to check out if you haven't already subbed to them. One is Keith over at Lonely Basement Baseball Cards. Keith goes down to his basement, shows his Yankees collection mostly, loves Don Mattingly, but has a great channel, great sense of humor, love the dryness. Keep it up, Keith. Alan over at Ripping for Rutschman's. A lot of the channel is, as the name so indicates, Alan has a great time on his videos, has a great sense of humor, and really enjoys the hobby, supports others. And Mike over at Scoots Collectibles is a great channel. He does all things baseball and hockey and other sports. He's a Pittsburgh collector, Pittsburgh fan, and shows those, but also shows many, many other things that are really fun and interesting to look at. Give all these folks a sub. Their link is down in the description. That's my Seattle Baseball Hall of Very Good. Congrats again, Mark, on your 350 subs and counting. Hope all is well with you. And folks, thanks for watching. Y'all come back now. Here.